Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Padmacharya Sukha Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Avechananda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री श्री राधे कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवदीप धाम की श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी की यमुना माँ की श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bir Krishna Goswami Niti Namne Namo Hamsa Nikashaya Prabhupada Priyate Sruti Dashdi Nishtabam Tasya Vakya Nivadine. Good morning everyone. Hare Krishna. So, welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class, brought to you live from ISKCON Sydney, North Sydney. Welcome to all our online viewers. They are viewing us on Mayapur TV channel, Sydney, and also they are also following us on ISKCON Sydney YouTube and Facebook. So, welcome to our viewers as well. This morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 4, Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is titled Dhruva Maharaj Leaves Home, and we are reading from text number 29. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. For those of us who want to follow this on the phone, you can type in Google Veda Base, VEDA BASE, Veda Base, and then SB for Srimad Bhagavatam, Veda Base SB 4.8.29. So Veda Base SB 4.8.29, and once you enter that, then you will get this shloka. Veda Base VEDA BASE, Veda Base SB for Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.29. Paritusye tatastata tavan matrena purushaha daivyo pasaditam yavad viksheshvara gatim buddha परित्युष्येततस्ताता तावान्मन्त्रेण पुरुषः दैव्योपासादितं यावद् विक्षेश्वरागतिं बुधः परित्युष्येततस्ताता तावान्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैव्योपसादितं यावद् विक्षेश्वरागतिं बुधः परित्युष्येततस्ताता तावान्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैव्योपसादितं यावद् विक्षेश्वरागतिं बुधः परित्यक्तस्ताता तावान्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावत् विक्षेश्वरागतिं बुधः परित्युष्येततस्ताता तावान्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैव्योपसादितं यावत् विक्षेश्वरागतिं बुधः Okay, ladies. No? Yeah, you can say it if you like, or it's on the board as well. No, cannot? That's fine. Okay, thank you. So, paritushyet. One should be satisfied. Tata, therefore, tata, my dear boy, tavat, up to such, matrena, quality, purushaha, a person, daivya, destiny, upasaditam, offered by, yavat, as, viksha, seeing, ishvara gatim, the process of the Supreme, buddhaha, one who is intelligent. Okay, so the translation of the shlok that we just recited, what it means. The translation, we can all say it together. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. So it is a wonderful, wonderful slok this morning, if you are feeling very lucky, because this is telling you whatever comes your way is by God's will. Sometimes it's favorable and sometimes it's unfavorable. So what should we do when something favorable happens, and what should we do when something unfavorable happens? Why do good things happen to bad people? Why do bad things happen to good people? It's that shlok today, this morning. So we've got the purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada says on this matter, the great sage Narad instructed Dhruv Maharaj that one should be satisfied in all circumstances. In all circumstances. Everyone who is intelligent should know that because of our concept of bodily existence, we are subjected to suffering and enjoyment, both. One who is in transcendental position beyond the concept of bodily life is considered to be intelligent. In other words, one who understands this is intelligent. One who is a devotee, especially, accepts all reverses as gifts of the Supreme Lord. That's a hard one. We'll talk about that. When a devotee is put in distress, when a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intellect. An intelligent person, therefore, should always be satisfied depending on the mercy of the Lord. Now, this is a very tough lesson for everyone. So, very quickly, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So a little background knowledge. Why are we talking about bad things and good things, and why should we tolerate it amongst any circumstance, and why should we be satisfied? The story is that Dhruv Maharaj, who is a little boy, he is a son of a king, and he wants to sit on his father's lap. But his father has got two wives, one his own mother and another one. So the other wife, who is not his mother, is his favorite. So her son was sitting on the lap of Dhruv Maharaj's father, and Dhruv tried to also sit on the second side of the lap. But the king didn't allow him, and the stepmother was very harsh and said, if you want to sit on your father's lap, you have to be his favorite wife, which is me. You have to be born from my womb. So he got very hurt, and he's a Kshatriya. You know Kshatriyas, even for a 5-year-old boy, it hit him very hard. So he ran running to his mother, crying, father won't let me sit on his lap, and stepmother said this. So his mother said, if you want to sit on your father's lap, go to the forest, meditate on Lord Vishnu, and ask him for the boon that you can sit on your father's lap. So this 5-year-old was very, very determined, because he's a Kshatriya blood in him. So can you imagine a 5-year-old is feeling like vengeance and revenge, and I'm determination. I want to sit on my father's lap. I want the same right. I want the kingdom, that kind of thing. So he went. And then the Lord saw, and everybody saw, demigods, Lord Vishnu saw this little boy going to the forest to meditate. And so Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, sent Narad Muni, go and, take care of this little boy and instruct him. So Narad Muni comes down to the forest and says to Dhruv Maharaj, you're a little boy, go back home. What are you going to do in this forest? There's snakes here and lots of wild animals. And really, this is where Narad Muni tells this little boy that, this unfavorable and favorable system, it is the nature system. It comes and goes. So Narad Muni is explaining to Dhruv Maharaj one important thing, just tolerate. So Dhruv Maharaj is being instructed by Narad Muni to tolerate what the father did, go back home. And that was actually a test. So this very good word, test. Dhruv Maharaj is only 5 years old and he's tested. Do you really want what you came for? Do you really want to sit on your father's lap, or you just here for fun and then, So if Dhruv Maharaj was not serious about what he came for, he would have returned home. Okay, I'll tolerate. But he didn't. He said no. So that test that Dhruv Maharaj was given by Narad Muni, he passed that test and said no, he's determined, I'm going to stay here. So Narad Muni was sent to instruct this little boy, in other words, be initiated by Narad Muni himself. Now, what does initiated mean? It's like a guru accepts a disciple. So Narad Muni became the guru of that little boy. He gave him a mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So okay, you chant this. So this little boy was initiated by Narad Muni. Now who wants to be initiated by Narad Muni? Anyone? I do. Yeah, Narad Muni is a great, great, great soul. To be instructed by him is a blessing. He's a guru of many people, even Prahlad Maharaj. So this little boy was tested, and he did not return home. So that test is given to us as well. We might not be Dhruv, but we might be an ordinary soul, busy working life, somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's daughter. Just ordinary. But if you think that you will not be given a test, you are mistaken, sadly mistaken. You will be given a test every moment of your life, even if you're a devotee. So my Guru Maharaj was telling this class he was giving, he said, even I'm tested. He said, by none other than my own disciples, he's tested. Because he said, as a sannyasi, he doesn't have any family. When you become a sannyasi like Srila Prabhupada, you give up your family. And you try to take care of the whole world. That's your family. So he said, my disciples, I got a message this morning. It was, I don't know which year it was, must have been 2015, something like that. 2 disciples had decided to follow another religion. And in that religion, he made a joke. He said they like to eat murgi. Murgi is chicken. So they decided to deviate after being initiated. So that's a big test, huge test. So what would you do at that time? As a sannyasi, you might say, it is the word that Narad Muni told Dhruva, tolerate. The Sanskrit word for that is titiksha. I'll try to give you some quotations on titiksha later on. But tolerate. So Gurudev said, I could have easily said, oh, go to hell for eating chicken and, changing your religion. But instead, you pray for them so that you come back and get the intelligence and the bhakti. So not to eat any other living entity because they feel pain. If a chicken could talk, you cut his head, they will say, don't cut my head off. All they can do is scream, and we have to understand the scream. It means don't kill them. It means, the blood is spilling and they are feeling pain. And they might say, I have got little chicks to look after, who look after me, who look up to me. Actually, animals look at human beings for protection. Did you know that? Because to them, to the animals, we are human beings with intelligence. We have the intelligence and the ability to protect them. So just like a dog or a cat will come to your house to be looked after, all animals would come to human beings to be protected. And instead, what they do is they get eaten by human beings. The very people that they look up to for protection. So if you look at it from the perspective of an animal. So that is the situation at the moment. So we are talking about tests. So Gurudev gave another example in the Mahabharata, when Draupadi's children were killed. Draupadi's 5 children were killed by Ashwatthama, and many things happened to Draupadi and the whole kingdom. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was tolerant. No problem, Krishna, I take shelter with you. You give me guidance. Bhim on the other side, he was just like a snake being trampled on. Bhim wasn't like that. I'll kill Duryodhan now. And he said, I'm going to, make sure that I open his chest and drink his blood. And Draupadi was saying, I'll take that blood and put it on my hair. And Bhim also said, I'm going to break Dushashan's lap, because he was saying that, Draupadi will sit on my lap. So, but Yudhishthira Maharaj on the other end was shant, calm, peaceful. So, my question to you is, who should you follow, Bhim or Yudhishthira? Yudhishthira Maharaj. As a devotee, you have to choose. And the one to choose really is Yudhishthira Maharaj, because he is the son of Dharma. So Dharma is telling you, don't behave like a snake that's been trampled on. The snake, cobra, if you kill, the wife will come after you, apparently. So this is Prabhupada's story. That once Prabhupada was in Mayapur, and Srila Prabhupada, and there was a cobra in the bathroom. So the devotees killed that cobra. It was a male cobra. So Prabhupada said, now you are going to have to find his wife and kill her as well. Otherwise, she's going to come after you and kill you. Apparently, the cobra has got some communication. Maybe with his digital camera, takes photos of the people who kills him. That's a joke. But whatever it is, the wife of the cobra will find you, and it has happened. Apparently, one from overseas killed a cobra and went overseas, and this Nagino cobra, the female wife, crept into his suitcase. So when he opened it customs, the snake grabbed, came out of his bag, suitcase, killed him. So that's what happens when we get tested. The whole point is, what do we do? How do we react? So Bhimsen was just like the trampled cobra. But in a devotee, we are told, what does Krishna tell you? So now let's listen to what Krishna tells you. So I'm going to read to you Krishna's Vani, what Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita in his own words. The Bhagavad Gita reference is chapter 2.14. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2.14 says, Mata sprashas tu kaunteya, sitoshna shukha dukhadaha, agama paino nityas tam titikshava bharata. So what did Krishna say about this subject matter when you are tested, when bad things happen? Krishna says, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance of and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. So Sukh Dukh, which is happiness and distress, comes like winter and summer, comes and goes. So this is what Krishna is saying. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. That's hard. One must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So in other words, out of Bhim and Yudhishthir Maharaj, our job is to follow Yudhishthir Maharaj and be unfazed. When we took Brahmin Diksha, because we are initiated devotees, we take the first Diksha is Harinam. We get our mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to chant officially. And then the second one is that you read the books and you do prachar, seva, you do deity worship. But we also get some other rules. When I was taking my Brahmin Diksha, my Guru Maharaj said there, gave a lecture to all of us and said, you are taking Brahmin Diksha. The first thing you must learn is to be equipoised, in other words, undisturbed in all kinds of situations. That's a true Brahmin, by the way. So you have to be able to be unfazed by whatever comes your way. And thank Krishna. So I was talking about, a true devotee. So I'm going to give you an example of which devotee is this that was unfazed by everything that came. They had all kinds of distresses. Bad things happened. If somebody did bad things to me, by the way, I would not be at that position. I have not reached that platform where I say, let me pray for this person and let me let Krishna handle them. It's very difficult. So my guru said in that class, he said, your homework for today, your task for today is to find out a person that you hate the most or has done something really bad to you, whoever it is, wherever they must be, a person who has done you wrong. Your task today is go in front of the Lord and pray for them. Pray for their welfare. Be their best well-wisher. Would you be able to do that? This such and such person has killed my dog. I'm going to be the well-wisher of this person. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. But he said, once you do that, you will feel really good about it. Now, there is one important ingredient that is needed for that when you pray for somebody. And that word, ingredient, starts with a C, O, M, P, A. What am I trying to say? What is that ingredient you need? Compassion. Compassion. You need to feel there for that person. Compassion. Otherwise, it is very difficult to pray for somebody that you don't feel compassion for. For example, look at all of us. We made the mistake of being born in material world. It's Kali Yuga going on right now. Kali Yuga is a very bad time. And we still are here. We're still around. We didn't make it to Godhead yet. We didn't make it to Swarg. We didn't make it to Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna is living. We're still around. So somebody has to pull us out and tell us, hey, wrong, wrong, wrong. You made the mistake of being born here. Somebody has to have that much compassion. They won't say, oh, well, this person has sinned so much they deserve to be in Kali Yuga. That's one side of it. So someone like Srila Prabhupada said compassion. Whoever has, written the Srimad Bhagavatam for us to read this morning, Parikshit Maharaj requested from Sukadev Goswami, what will happen to people in Kali Yuga? That's compassion. They don't know us. They don't know that such and such Das, such and such Prabhu, such and such Mataji are going to be born in Kali Yuga. Let me try to, liberate them and, udhar, like give some blessings to them so that they come out of Kali Yuga and they become happy. There needs to be a huge amount of compassion. So in order to pray for somebody who has wronged you, you need compassion. It doesn't come easily. So how does compassion come? So obvious answer is obviously from chanting. First of all is chanting. But also we need to be able to meditate and pray to Krishna for his blessings. Chanting is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that you see on the board. When we chant, we are telling Krishna to help us in every single way. We are telling him to give us devotional service, but he purifies our heart inside. And we feel love for the living entities. We feel love for Krishna. We feel this compassion for anybody who has wronged us. Anybody. So right now Dhruv is being told by Narad Muni, have tolerance, have compassion. Is he going to do it? No, he decided to continue with his tapasya, austerities, in order to sit on his father's lap. So I was going to gives you some examples of compassion. Who has this kind of compassion as an example for us. First, I had given you the example of Yudhishthir Maharaj, who did not take any vows to drink anybody's blood, like Bhimsen had done. He said, I'm going to open up his chest and drink blood. Duryodhana and Dushashan. So that is tolerance. Second, compassion. Now, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended, now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? He is Krishna himself. He tricked everybody. 500 years ago, he took birth. Did you know? Krishna took avatar. 500 years ago, he was walking on this planet. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's photos are on the wall here. 1, 2, 3. He's wearing saffron. He came as a devotee. And he's not just Krishna, by the way. He's a combination of Krishna and Radharani. His heart is Radharani's heart. He wanted to feel the same love that Radharani feels. So he decided to combine. So whoever worships Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually worshipping Srimati Radharani and Krishna combined. You will never get a better combination than that. So that is why we have Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on our altar, and beside him is Lord Nityananda, who is Lord Balaram. He is also in disguise as a devotee. So he was born 500 years ago. So when they came, so I'm talking about compassion. So what happened that time? There was one devotee who was called Vasudev Datta. Anybody has heard of Vasudev Datta? Yes. What did he say to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, by the way. But he's in disguise, so nobody can say, you're Krishna. He said, why don't you liberate everybody? So this is compassion. Everybody in Kali Yuga, and I am prepared to take their bad karma on myself. I will stay behind, and you take everybody else. And he said that sincerely, absolutely sincerely. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so taken by Vasudev Datta that he said, oh, my body, I'm born for you. This body belongs to you. Imagine, Lord Krishna says, my body belongs to you. I'm going to give you the reference so you know where to read this for those people who are interested. To read a little bit more. It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And let me quote from where... it's Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 10.41. Also, you can read 10.40, Chaitanya Charimrita Adilila 10.40. And I'll quote this. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased with Vasudev Datta and so affectionate towards him that he used to say, I am only Vasudev Datta's man. My body is only meant to please Vasudev Datta, and he can sell me anywhere. So what I'm trying to say is, if you develop this compassion, guess what? Krishna will belong to you, because there is no one more dear to him than someone with compassion, true compassion. So that's Srila Prabhupada. And just imagine how Srila Prabhupada is so compassionate. Anybody who sits here in the Vyasa Asana, who is preaching to you to be kind to living entities, to have compassion for even your worst enemy, is doing the right thing by Srila Prabhupada and by Lord Krishna. So if someone has done you wrong, how to react? We have to understand, just like in the Bhagavad Gita 2.14, these bad things are just like winter season and summer season. They come and they go. And they don't stay forever. Nothing lasts forever. Everything is permanent. Even your life is permanent. Even your body is permanent. The money you have in your bank account is, did I say permanent? Temporary, sorry. Nothing is permanent, it's temporary. So your body is temporary. Your bank account balance is temporary. And the people in your life, they are also temporary. Nothing lasts forever. So these bad things will be there temporarily. And then after that, you will get some good things, so you will be happy. So you'll be up, and then you'll be down. And then you'll be up again, and then you'll be down again. And a devotee, oh my goodness, devotee will be able to tell you this, because they get tested time and time again. Krishna tests them, just like Dhruv Maharaj was tested here by Narad Muni. Go home, little boy, tolerate. Devotees are also tested. The higher you go, the more wonderful tests you get. I mean, to the point that we personally, I can say, that something happens and then you don't want to come to the temple even. It can happen to devotees, because there might be somebody there you have a big clash with, personality clash. And say, oh my God, this person is in the temple today, I will run away. So you kind of avoid seeing Krishna because of this person. So these things happen. In the temple, you might think everybody is chanting Hare Krishna happily. This is how I came to the temple, by the way. I saw all these nice devotees with their chanting bags, doing japa very peacefully, and I'm thinking, what a wonderful place this is. I should come here, because everybody is shant, calm. Everybody is chanting so nicely, nobody is fighting. This is a heaven. I should come. And once I came here, then I realized Maya followed me in here. And there's clashes in devotees too, disagreements. Obviously, it is not so bad as outside, but it's still there. And sometimes they do things and I think, oh, I've got to avoid this person. I won't go to the temple today. It happens. So these are tests. Krishna puts big tests in your way, so that, and he wants to see if you stuck around or not. I'm still here. I've been coming, touch wood, by my Guru's grace, since the year 2000. It's now 2024. I mean, to Gopinath temple, particularly Gopinath temple. So, how long are you going to stay with Krishna? So that's determination. That's a test. Sometimes when bad things happen, we blame Krishna. You did this, it's your fault. You are God, you could have prevented it from happening. Yeah, we do that. But why say that? He says, well, my dear fellow, my dear friend, I'm testing you. How sincere are you to get my mercy? So if you become like Vasudev Datta, you can buy and sell Krishna anytime. Not that you will do it, but that's a devotee. Another good example is Haridas Thakur, right? He was born a Muslim. This is during Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, 500 years ago. And because he was born Muslim, he was supposed to follow the Muslim religion. But he was chanting Hare Krishna. And what happens when Muslims find out that you've changed your religion? I mean, in Canada, if girls, Muslim girls marry a Christian boy or a Hindu boy, their brothers are sent by the father, go and kill your sister for marrying into a different religion. It happens. I think it's called honor killing or something like that. There's a word for it. So this Haridas Thakur had the same problem. He was chanting Hare Krishna, and the Qazi there was told, oh, your Muslim, Muslim person is chanting Hare Krishna. So he was called and he said, will you stop chanting Hare Krishna? And he said, no, Hare Krishna. I will not stop chanting. So he was beaten in 22 marketplaces with a whip. But the story, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking those whips on his own back. So Haridas Thakur didn't feel the pain. And I know that personally, not that particular situation, but I know personally that the Lord takes upon himself the injuries of his devotee. He does that. Did you know that? So he did that for Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur was being beaten, and those people who were whipping him, they got really tired. And he said, what's your, why are you crying and why are you so stressed? Haridas Thakur is asking those Muslim soldiers who were beating him. He said, well, you are not dying. And we are tired. And we've beaten you in 22 places. Please die. What is it going to take for you to die? So Haridas Thakur said, okay, I'll die. So he put himself in a trance, to the point that you could not feel his heartbeat. And they took him and said to the king there, the Muslim king, he's dead now. And what should we do with him? So the king said, don't cremate him, because that will be the Hindu thing. Don't bury him, because that will be the Muslim thing. And he'll go to Swarglok, where he will be met by lots of nice young girls who will say to him, Hare Krishna. That's a joke. But he wasn't. So they thought, okay, let's just throw the body in the river. So Haridas Thakur was thrown in the river. He floated in the river for a while, and then after that he got up and started chanting Hare Krishna again. So that's tolerance to the max and compassion to the max, that he was willing to put himself in a trance to put those whippers in peace. And then the king came to know that, Haridas Thakur is still chanting Hare Krishna, is not dead. And he said, oh, he's an elevated soul after that. So we're not going to touch him. We're not going to bother him anymore. So you can win. What I'm saying is you can win this thing. If you are being harassed or if you are being tested, time and time again you're being tested. So I was going to tell you, we're almost nearing the end of the class, how I know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes injury. The personal experience was I bought Gauranitai deities in Mayapur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, and I went to Vrindavan with them. And the rickshaw wala, this is the automatic, the electric ones, he thought that I had already boarded the rickshaw, but I hadn't. There were 5 people in the rickshaw, and he switched on the rickshaw and he took off. And he took off and he drove right over my foot, my right foot, with 5 people in it. And I was supposed to have broken bones in my foot. I didn't. And I didn't feel any pain. And there was no skin broken. My little toes were all intact. If you put a heavy vehicle with 5 people and drive very fast, probably your bones will turn into powder, those little toes. Nothing happened. So, and I didn't feel any pain. Then a few days later, when I was carrying those deities, Gauranitai, in the airport, in transition, they fell from the bag. And I was heartbroken. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, they were injured in the same place where I had the rickshaw drive over my foot. And Prabhu, who repaired those deities, when I described this incident and I pointed at the spot where the rickshaw had driven, he said that's the exact spot that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's foot I had to repair. Exact spot. So I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but I do have faith, if you have faith, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can. And I don't want to give my injury to the Lord, obviously. He will be in pain. But it can happen. That is the whole point. So if you have faith, Lord Krishna will help you. If you are in a test or a challenge, have the faith, have the courage, have the tolerance, and have the compassion to pray for this person. I could not be Vasudev Datta. I could not say I'm going to take the world's karma and liberate them. I wouldn't be able to do that. Actually, it is said that Vasudev Datta was the expansion of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj used to live in, his father used to torture him in all kinds of ways. So then Lord Krishna had to come as Lord Narasimha to protect him. And what he did was, he said, please protect my father. Don't send him to hell, liberate him. And Lord Krishna there and then listened to Prahlad Maharaj, and he promised he'll never kill any of those demons from Prahlad's line. So there was Banasuri fought with, never killed him. And who was other? Bali Maharaj. They are all Prahlad's descendants. They're demons, Rakshasas. But Krishna never killed them. So with the bhakti, with the devotion, with the compassion, with the tolerance, depends on what level you are at. And don't be phased out by the fact that you are starting. Krishna knows your heart. He's in your heart. He's the super soul. He knows your nature. And he will protect you in every way possible he can. You just have to call out with faith. And the best way to do it is, we've been told by Krishna himself, he gave us the Mahamantra. He came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in disguise as a devotee. And he gave us the way to call him. And it is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that's why the Hare Krishna devotees keep chanting that. Because we know the secret. And it's a very easy secret. You don't have to go to Tirath. You don't have to go to Himalayas. You don't have to go to forest. You don't have to starve yourself. Nothing. You just chant. So thank you for listening. Tomorrow is Nirjala Ekadashi. So all the best for that. Are there any questions or comments? Okay. Thank you for listening. You have a great day. Hare Krishna.